What's up everybody, it is I, Hero Age, and welcome to my Kingdom Cup Meta Simplified Guide for the Mirror Cup. Now, the thing is, the meta hasn't changed at all. Even if Garchomp became a thing, some people actually hit me up about that. Oh, make a video about Garchomp. But the thing is, it hasn't changed. Now, the reason why I'm making this Meta Simplified Guide is because my old one sucked. Okay, so yeah, this is just like a better version. It's a more simplified version. It's got everything you need to know. Okay, so let's start off with the fighters. Blaziken plus Lucario. They're fantastic for the Kingdom Cup. They beat Flygon, they beat the tanks down there, but Blaziken loses to Lapras. Okay, so yeah, that's one thing, but Blaziken beats Lucario pretty clean. Yeah, they're good. Lucario is a must-have. You definitely want it on your team. Blaziken is optional, but very strong with Lucario on the same team, right? On the same team comp. Plus, Blaziken is a fantastic Lucario counter. If you know the Sims, you have so many opportunities to pop him in, hit a couple of counters, completely shift the match, and win. Now, the Kingdom Cup is a very set meta. What that means is that there's 4 set Pokemon that you must bring for your team, because these Pokemon are they're the meta basically, right? Lucario is one of them. You definitely have to bring Lucario. I would actually say that there's 5 Pokemon that you must bring, right? We'll talk about it. But for the 6th slot, that's kind of optional. You can you have a lot of choices. I chose Blaziken and I won my tournament. Now moving on to the second group, the anti-fighting group. We've got Altaria, who is the second must-have Pokemon. So the first one, Lucario. The second one, Altaria. Definitely have these on your team. We've also got Alolan Marowak, who is the hardest counter to the fighters, bar none. Plus, it is the hardest counter to one of the most powerful strategies in the Kingdom Cup. The double fighting strategy, that's Lucario plus Blaziken plus something that can beat Marowak, because it's the counter for it. So Altaria or Bastiodon. Finally, we have Charizard, who is a very hard counter to Lucario, but not that hard of a counter to Blaziken. Now, the thing is, with the anti-fighting Pokemon, there's very close matches with the fighters, okay? And it's very easy to remember because you just have to match the color. So red, Charizard, Blaziken, they simultaneous KO. So yeah, that's close fight. Blue, Lucario, Altaria. There's so many ways that you can get around the match using Lucario, so that's also another really close fight. Now, something that you can do to get around that match is actually something called banking, which is something that my friend Sai made. He's very messed up in the head. What's up, man? So what happens is you charge up a Shadow Ball plus a Power Up Punch with your Lucario, and then you throw a charge attack. It's gonna be up to your opponent to guess, is it a Power Up Punch or is it a Shadow Ball? Okay, so yeah. If you get the Power Up Punch shield bait and then land the Shadow Ball, it's gonna be epic. You beat Altaria. Now, if you land the non-powered up Shadow Ball, it's gonna do a lot of damage, but it's not gonna be enough to kill. But yeah, you can maybe swap out. Now within the group, it goes from left to right. So Altaria beats Marowak plus Charizard. Marowak beats Charizard. Charizard seems like a pushover, but it's actually got Steelix. So Steelix is a tank. That's nice, right? Nice. Now the last Pokemon that I want to talk about is still Marowak, but the Rock Smash variant. The Rock Smash variant, I'm gonna straight out say it's not worth, okay? I've gone back and forth, Hex, Rock Smash, 10 times. More than maybe 12 fast TMs, right? And it is not worth because the shield pressure is gone. Okay, it charges up super slow. You get to a Bone Club. That's great, cool. Are you gonna block the Bone Club? Most likely not. Okay, if you can get it on Lucario, fantastic. If you can get it on Bastiodon and it's not gonna swap out, fantastic, sure. But for the most part, it's so difficult to get it to land on the right Pokemon, and then when it's not on the right Pokemon, your opponent can basically set up. So yeah, I would not risk it. Now we're moving on to the trio of tanks. I would say that all 3 are must-brings. Why? The strategy is, you look at your opponent's team comp, right? You look at the tanks that your opponent has. Let's say your opponent only has Bastiodon, Lapras. Which tank do you bring? Obviously, you would bring Bastiodon, because if you brought your own Lapras, if you brought your own Steelix, there's a chance that he would bring something that could counter it. But if you brought Bastiodon, it's either a mirror match or you win, right? So it's kind of like that. You want to have all three so that you kind of like mind game the opponent into being like, oh my god, what do I pick? Like, what do I pick? Or it gives you the option to counter pick like his 2 tanks. If you don't understand like what I just said, it's like this, alright? Let me simplify it for you even more, okay? If your opponent brings Bastiodon Lapras, bring Bastiodon because Bastiodon beats Lapras. If your opponent brings Lapras Steelix, bring Lapras because Lapras beats Steelix. If your opponent brings Steelix Bastiodon, which is most likely not gonna happen, right? Not gonna happen. Bring Steelix because Steelix can beat Bastiodon. So the worst thing that could happen to you is a mirror match, okay? So it's kind of like that. But for the actual must brings, it's Bastiodon plus Lapras with Water Gun, Ice Beam. So it's Legacy, okay? Ice Beam plus Surf. Okay, so yeah, Steelix is not a must bring, but I still really recommend that you bring all three. So what the tanks do, they beat the anti-fighters except for Steelix. He loses to Charizard. He's like the one dude that loses to Charizard. But Steelix walls some Pokemon that are not in my graphic but have improved for the Kingdom Cup, specifically Bronzong. Now Bronzong has definitely improved for the Kingdom Cup compared to before, but the thing is I could not recommend it because it's got like a weird half-half coverage type of thing. Example, right? The fighters. It's got Blaziken. Okay, nice. It does not have Lucario. Lucario, it loses to. What about the anti-fighters? Okay, it's got Altaria, but it loses to the other two. Okay, so it's not that great. How about the tanks? It's got Lapras. It ties with Bastiodon, and it loses to Steelix. Okay, so that's not as good as Flygon. It's definitely something that I can't recommend because of that happy coverage type of thing. It can't really do the jobs better than these Pokemon, but it's something that you can consider for that 6th slot because it might be like a nice cover or maybe shield pressure, or I don't know. Like you can definitely like think of something better than me, right? But yeah, Steelix is important because it can block Bronzong clean. Okay, like Bronzong ties with Bastiodon as I said, so that's not great. Lapras it beats. So yeah, Steelix is important for that. What about Jirachi? Jirachi is the same, you know, it's a Steel Psychic. No, it's worse. It's worse compared to Bronzong, okay? It's just if you want to go Steel Psychic, go Bronzong for this meta, okay? But that's why Steelix is important because it walls those, okay? So yeah. And finally, we've got Flygon who can beat some of the tanks except for Lapras. Okay, you see it, right? And it can also beat some of the anti-fighters except for Altaria. But yes, Flygon's got kind of like a halfy coverage. It's also got Blaziken though, okay? But it's much better than Bronzong compared like, right? It's got more coverage compared to Bronzong. Now, the thing is, Flygon is not a must-have, but it feels like a fantastic spot, and it's definitely one of my recommendations for your 6th spot. Now, for the moveset, you can try and test the... I just punched the mic. You can try and test the other sets, but I suggest my recommendation is Mud Shot, Dragon Claw, Earthquake. Okay, so yeah, it lets you basically like do what I just said. Now this is basically like the meta simplified guide. You can take a screenshot right here. Okay, nice. But I'm gonna give you extra today. I'm gonna give you like some extra stuff. I'm gonna talk about team composition. Okay, so this is gonna be really helpful for you, like really important. And so yeah, which 6 Pokemon should I bring to the Kingdom Cup? Let's start with the core meta. We've got Lucario, Altaria, Bastiodon, Lapras. This is what people call the ball core. Bastiodon, Altaria, Lapras, Lucario. Ball core. Okay, so that's kind of like where you have to start. Those are all must brings. But for you guys, I suggest you go with the balls core. Okay, so yeah, balls. Bastiodon, Altaria, Lapras, Lucario plus Steelix. Okay, Steelix giving you the 3 tanks because you want to do that thing where you look at the team comp, like that's the 6, right? He's only got 2 tanks. Okay, I'll pick the one that wins. If your tank can beat your opponent's tank, I think that's a massive advantage. Plus, it prevents, having all 3 tanks, right? Prevents your opponent from doing the same to you. Now, after you get the 5 core Pokemon that I just suggested, you can do whatever you want, like with the 6th slot. Okay, you can go Marowak. Cool. You don't like fighters? Sure. Alright, you can go Charizard. Yeah, hard counter to Lucario. I think that's a good choice. Flygon. harder, not a hard counter. It can beat Blaziken. Nice, right? Plus extra, like all the other stuff. You can go Bronzong if you like, sure. If you really like the bell, okay, cool. But this is my recommendation right here. Blaze Balls. Okay, Blaze Balls. Because we got Blaziken. Okay, the thing is, double fighting strategy is messed up good. Okay, it's really like I love that strategy so much. I feel like it got me my win. It got me my tournament champion. So yeah, but definitely practice for this one because I feel like Kingdom Cup is a lot more skill. You know, a lot more skill to play because you gotta get them swaps. You gotta, you know what I mean? Yeah, definitely practice. The thing is, even if this is a very set meta, it is really nice to play. Like I feel at home in the Kingdom Cup. Okay, yeah, it's a really good meta. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Remember to leave a like, comment down below what's good, you know, because it's been a while. I haven't been posting because these meta simplified guides take a long time to make, right? The research, the making this graphic, it takes like a lot of time, okay? So that's why I haven't been posting a lot, but this is the last one I'm gonna make, okay? Because Jungle Cup, nobody's gonna run the jungle. We just had it, right? Rainbow Cup, it hasn't changed, right? Nightmare Cup, that's just like a no for me. Guys, I'm gonna start to focus my content on the cups that I have for the month, which is 3 regionals tournaments. Plus one of them, Brandon Tan's coming over, so plus I'm gonna be there. I gotta get good, you know. I gotta get good. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Ding that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. It's been a while, right? What's good? Let me know, alright? Bye, guys.